What's going on, everybody? My name is Hao Vu, and this is the Hao Vu Moto Vlog. Welcome. Everybody, I hope you're doing very, very well. I just wanted to let everyone know that I did a thing. I went out and did a thing, ... So basically what happened was I told you guys that pretty much every other day I browse Facebook Marketplace when I'm bored and I just see what kind of motorcycles are for sale. I see what people are charging for them, what kind of bikes are looking like they're hot sellers, and what kind of bikes have just kind of been listed for a while, and maybe why I think they've been listed for a while. It's just an interesting, entertaining learning experience, and I've been doing that ever since I got my bike. It's crazy, right? You wouldn't think that you would buy a bike and just then start looking at bikes online, but that's exactly what I did, kind of backwards. But I've been looking at the CBR 600RR as kind of like maybe one day, I would like to know what that's like. I would like to ride one, and maybe I would like to own one. I just wanted to see for myself. So when I would do my searches, that's where I would kind of focus my attention. I'm seeing what CBR 600RRs are being offered. And so I found one on Cycle Trader. Those are the two places that I look up. I look up Facebook and I look up Cycle Trader. And just out of curiosity, I don't normally go on Cycle Trader, actually. That's not a normal thing. I've only done that a couple of times. Facebook Marketplace, I browse just because, I'm already on Facebook. And, I do that a couple of times every week. But Cycle Trader, maybe it's like a once in a month thing. And so I go on there and I'm filtering what I want to see. I want to see the CBR 600RR, specifically years 2007 to 2009. And then I found one at the bottom of the page for $2,500. And I was like, wow, that's really low. And, normally these things are going for at least 5.5, typically like 6,000 and above. Right, anywhere from 5.5 to maybe like 7.5 is like what I would consider average asking prices of the ones I've seen online. And it was $2,500. There was only two pictures. It said cash only, and the pictures weren't that good. I don't even think like on my phone I could make it even bigger. I would just click on the thumbnail and it showed me the exact same size picture, only with a black border. Don't you hate it when that happens? But it was like looking really good. It was on like a stand and everything. And, the paint was amazing. I mean, it just looked like brand new from that little picture that I saw. And the other picture was the odometer. It had 7.5 thousand miles on the odometer, 7,500 miles for 2008. That's pretty low. Just to give you a frame of reference, I bought my CBR 500R in May, and I already put about 4,000 miles on it. So I would say that maybe I ride a little bit more than maybe quote unquote the average user. But so I'm kind of an extreme case, I would say. Maybe not extreme, but definitely on the upper end of things. So I was like, this is too good to be true. This is crazy. And there's no description or anything. There's no, normally people put clean title or all sorts of descriptions. It was nothing. It was just cash only. And then it said, what did it say? It said garage kept all of its life and low mileage. That's all it said. And I was like, wow. And it was $2,500. This is over 50% off of what the average people would charge based on Cycle Trader, based on what I've seen in Facebook Marketplace. Okay. So a situation where in my head, I'm thinking this is too good to be true. This can't be true. This is ridiculous. So I told myself there's no way I'm not emailing this guy, because like, what's the worst that could happen if it's too good to be true? Or maybe he just wants people to email him, so he can kind of pull people in. So I'm like, whatever, I have nothing to lose. So I emailed him, and we start going through emails through Cycle Trader, like their little automated email services, which is kind of a drag. But I guess the idea is that it doesn't disclose his personal information until he's ready to, or maybe they collect data. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But he's in Las Vegas, by the way, guys, and I live in Sacramento, California. So we're emailing back and forth, and I'm like, is anything wrong with it? Why are you selling it for so low? And he said he didn't specifically say, no, there's nothing wrong with it. He never addressed anything like that. He just said, it's 12 years old and I don't feel like haggling. That's what he said in response to, why is this price so low that I asked him. Okay, I don't feel like haggling and it's 12 years old. So I was like, okay. I mean, at this point, this is just internet communication, so I'm still very weary because this is literally a too good to be true kind of deal. It's not like, wow, this is a good deal. It's like, this is too good to be true. This is a stupid good deal. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Why are you selling it for so low? And what is wrong with the bike, dude? Right? So I tell him, if this is legit, I'm going to get on a plane after work and I'm going to fly down to Las Vegas and I'm going to buy this from you tonight. And, it was kind of funny. He emailed me back and he said, you know what? I've had another guy reach out to me and I'm not going to pick you up at the airport or anything, dude. That's on you. And, I pretty much laugh out loud and I was just like, okay, no, I completely plan on making my own arrangements. I would never ask. That's weird even to do that. So, I was like, all that I ask you is that you would let me know what you would want to know if you were in my position, about to hop on a plane, book a hotel, ride a bunch of taxis with my motorcycle helmet, in hand. Like, is there anything that you would want to know before you did that to go meet a complete stranger on the internet? And he said, come get it. And so it was like 3:30. The bank closed at 4. I hauled ass to the bank in my car and I withdrew $2,500 cash money, and I got back to the house and I told him, hey, I sent him the picture of the bank thing, because just to let him know, like, I'm serious. I just ran to the bank. Like, I just hauled ass to the bank to get there before it closes, and I'm coming. It was basically to just let him know that I'm serious about this. So I went online. I booked a flight, 5:30 flight. It was the flight that I had to be on because he said he could do this tonight, but not tomorrow. So, and I knew that if this was a true thing, I had to hop on this. Like, I had to be the first one. I could not wait around, Fortune favors the bold. And, if you take action with a positive mindset and keep your energy positive and moving in the direction that you want, it's going to work out. So that's just what I had in mind. And, I couldn't take the later flight to Las Vegas because those wouldn't get there until like too late. I'm not going to have this guy waiting for 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I was like, I looked at my watch. It was 3:50 and the flight was at 5:30 and I hadn't even begun to do anything that I needed to do. And, I was thinking it through, what needs to be done, trying to be calm because this is like, I get one shot at this. So I'm like, all right, dude, I will email you my itinerary, but I'm booking a flight now. I'm booking a hotel now. I'll let you know. So I booked the flight, was $100. And then I booked the hotel, which was also around $100, cheapest hotel I could find, in that area that he was staying in. And all right, I'm like, what else do I need? I'm going to need to ride the motorcycle back from Las Vegas to Sacramento, right? And he said he's going to take off the plates. So what are you going to do? So I go, no worries. I'm going to take the plates off of my current Honda and I'm just going to put those plates on and I'm going to drive to California with it. It will already be in my possession. I'll already take the title. I'm sure that's a gray area, if not straight up illegal to do. But I may or may not have done that. So that's my story. So anyways, I was like, okay, I have to run downstairs. I have to unattach the license plate. No problem there. I have to think about what else I need. Okay, I'm going to need my jacket. I'm going to need my helmet, and going to figure out what I need to do, by leaving the house tonight, if there's anything that needs to be done. So just in my head, I'm kind of like, all right, this is kind of like crunch time, because if I leave home or I leave for Las Vegas and I don't have what I need, or I didn't want to mess anything up, right? So I made sure I had everything I needed, and I didn't want to count on Uber during this COVID situation. Uber is not as plentiful as it used to be. So grab my jacket, my helmet, my gloves, and I head to the airport. In my car, I parked in the daily lot. I didn't want to take any chances because by the time I walked up to the gate, it was already 5:45. So it boards at 5:30. No. Right. Okay, so it flies at 5:30, so it boards at 4:30. So I got there at 4:45 and I boarded, and everything was good. Everything was like perfect, and I was super stoked. At that point, I wasn't even stoked. I correct myself. I was just like, this is an adventure. This will be fun. Worst thing that could happen is, this, it's like in crap condition, or there's something he's not telling me, he's being dishonest, or like he murders me in his garage, right? Those are the worst things that can happen. And if it's not the worst case scenario, if it's a bad scenario, then I'll just enjoy a night in Las Vegas. I'll go treat myself to a nice dinner to make it worth it, and then I'll fly back home, right? $200 or $200-$300 lost for the chance at a deal of a lifetime. So I was like, okay, like that was what was going through my mind. So I was just trying to enjoy my flight, meditated a little bit, closed my eyes. It's a quick flight from Sacramento to Las Vegas. I think it's like an hour and a half, if that. So I get there, I tell him I'm gonna call an Uber, I'm gonna let you know when I'm there. And that's exactly what I did. There was a lot of people waiting for Uber at the airport. Not a lot of people at the airport, but a lot of people in the Uber line. And so I Ubered to his apartment complex, and I knocked on his door. And it didn't seem like anyone was home. So I was like, at this point, I'm like, oh shit, right? I'm like, there's no way this guy's just going to stand me up like that. So I call him, and he just went out to the garage, because the apartment complex has like a bank of garages, and it's kind of a walking distance away from the door of your apartment in some cases. So he's like, hey, meet me at this garage. So I met him at the garage, and we shook hands and everything like that. And then I looked at the bike, and we did the whole thing, and and then I rode off with it. And he was a super nice dude, like super nice. I think ex-military. I'm almost positive. I would say 95% positive that he was ex-military, just by the way he was talking in his emails. A lot of copy that, and just I just know based on a few other things that he said that I don't want to disclose. But it's just a super nice dude, super honest dude. Took real good care of the bike. It was on the spools. It was on the battery tender. I could tell that he didn't drive it a lot. He had all his extra parts that he removed, pinned up on his garage in plastic bags, legit toolbox, just like a lot of accessories that show that, he bought to take care of this bike. And when I looked at the paint, I was like, wow, this dude took care of it. I thought in my head, there's no way I'm going to be able to take care of this bike. Like the Halvu of today, right now, no, like that's not me. I don't have what it takes. I don't have that much dedication. Like I was like, wow, I was impressed. So yeah, I rode off with it, and I rode it back the next morning, 600 miles back to Sacramento. That's an 8-hour drive. It was so rough, y'all. It was so rough on a super sport bike. Not even specifically. When I rode my 500R to Yosemite, that was a long day pretty much too. Probably just as long as this day. And that sucked. That sucked just as much. So that's what I kind of learned, like I thought it would be really bad with the ergos of the super sport bike, but the CBR ergos, the 600RR ergos, they're not that bad. And, I had to definitely adjust my riding position numerous times, especially towards the end, but it wasn't any more or less worse than the CBR 500R, in my opinion. So, guys, my only thing is now that I'm going to take it to a dealer. I mean, I rode it 600 miles yesterday, and it rode perfectly. But I'm going to take it to a shop. It's pretty busy right now because of COVID, so they can't get me in for another 2 weeks. But I'm going to take it to a shop, and I'm just going to, have them inspect it and let me know what they think. But as far as my 600-mile ride yesterday, it was pretty much perfect. There's one thing that I noticed. There's some kind of fluid or oil dripping on the engine, or either leaking from the engine in a very, very slight manner, just enough to leave a little tiny streak that doesn't even drip onto the floor. So it's just like some kind of fluid or oil is like either dropping onto the engine or like blowing onto it from somewhere else on the bike, or slowly seeping out of it. I really couldn't tell. I wiped it down at one point and it came back. So something is like slowly leaking or slowly like, spilling, I guess would be the term for it. So I'm not too worried about that because the bike didn't overheat or anything like that. It actually has a digital temperature gauge that lets you know in real time what the temperature of the engine is. So everything seemed okay, and it rode perfectly. That was not a cause for concern whatsoever. So I'm just trying to get the official word, get it titled and registered. And yeah, for now, I am the proud owner of 2 Honda CBRs, one being the Super Sport CBR 600RR. So a lot more videos of that to come, and where we go moving forward with the 2 motorcycles, because definitely not keeping 2 motorcycles. I'm not at that point in my life where I just need to do that. So yeah, guys, that was a story time for you guys. I'll be back with updates on the CBR 600RR. Definitely a lot to say. Definitely a lot that I learned yesterday. 8 hours, 600 miles to get to know that bike yesterday. So look forward to that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, stay safe out there. Stay healthy, guys. I wish you happiness. I wish you health. I wish you unlimited joy on your motorcycling journey, wherever it may take you. Thanks. Bye-bye.